So, today's episode, we are going to be doing another drawing. And this one's a little different. I like to usually draw characters and stuff, but I got this really cool drawing from a friend of mine. His name is Ian, and he's a younger artist than I, but he is still a quite good artist. And from what I've heard, he really likes octopuses, which is really funny because I also really like octopuses. And so I received a drawing of his, of an octopus, and I do redraws and stuff, and I thought it'd be fun to try to shed a new light on this piece that I got from him. I really liked it, and I really liked the entire style, so what I tried to do right off the bat was fully capture the exact position that he had this sort of octopus in. And basically I took his drawing, referenced it, and drew in some guidelines for where all of the different tentacles were going. And then I colored them in such a way so that I thought it made sense, shadow and light, sort of which of the tentacles were up front, which were below, and which were behind. And I just got in this really rough block shape, trying to kind of capture the position that he had it in. Some interesting things about octopuses. They're actually my favorite sea creature, and I'm going to be doing a video pretty soon about some of my favorite animals and just weird animals in general. But octopuses, octopi, octopodes, whatever you want to call them, are my favorite sea creature. Fun fact, technically, all of those pluralizations are correct, but octopuses is the most correct. Anyways, that aside, they're my favorite sea creature, and the reason why is because they have adapted to their environment so incredibly well. Also, here I'm starting to do some more detail work. I'm going to put in shading around the eye and do some of these little notches that octopuses. And so they're so well adapted to their environment, and I think that's super cool. They can fit through any space that is at least bigger than their beak, and their beak is very small, which means they can squish through basically any tight space. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard sort of stories about like octopus escape artists and like all these crazy things, and heard that octopuses are really intelligent. And that's true, but I actually watched a thing recently talking about the intelligence of an octopus and what it really is. And I thought it was so interesting. So a lot of people think that they might have like close to sort of human characteristics in their intelligence, where they're able to complete complex tasks and seemingly understand sort of the world. There's a lot of videos of people who like save octopuses, and then like the octopus comes back and puts like a tentacle on their foot, or like brings them something as a show of gratitude. And I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'm far from an expert or anything on it, but I was watching this really cool episode where Adam Savage was building a puzzle for a little octopus that was, I forget which aquarium it was in, but a captivity octopus. And the trainer for that octopus was talking about what their intelligence actually is. And I thought it was super interesting. The trainer was basically talking about how it's hard to tell whether the octopus actually has more intelligence than like a dog, because all of the feats that they usually kind of are known for, so opening puzzle boxes or getting out of their tank or moving from one tank to another to go eat fish in another one, they're always something based around food, sort of a Pavlov response where they take a base necessity and try to get some sort of training out of it. And what this trainer was talking about is with the octopuses at their aquarium, it's pretty much the same way. Also in the drawing here, you can see I've mostly finished the base of the octopus, and I'm doing a quick little background to get kind of the feel and shading that I want. And then I'm going to move on to the tentacles too, after I get this background and a little bit of like a foreground cloud worked out. Anyways, so yeah, this trainer was talking about basically with their octopus there, and all their octopuses there, they have to regularly train them. So if they want them to open like a jar to get food, what they first have to do is give the octopus the jar, and the jar is almost like barely closed. It's just right on the cusp of being opened. So all the octopus has to do is smell the food that's inside the jar, go over to the jar and basically like touch the lid and it'll come off. And then what they do is they slowly tighten that lid more and more, so the octopus kind of has a muscle memory of what it's doing. It knows that to get this food, it has to pry this jar open. And what's curious about that is that octopus actually learning in a manner that like a person would, or are we just sort of humanizing it and anthropomorphizing it when it's really just sort of a cause and effect of its natural hunger sort of response? If you think about it, octopus in the ocean have to sort of like pry open clams or crab shells and stuff like that if they want to eat what's inside. So it makes sense that they would be able to sort of over time learn these skills that allow them to more effectively get their food. Now, what's also interesting about that is there's a lot of stories about octopuses getting out of their tanks and going to other tanks to get food. And I think I'd attribute that to also similarly, there is a food response. They can probably smell it and they want to get over there to eat it. And what they probably do is push that tank a little bit each time and figure out that they can eventually lift the lid. But honestly, who knows? There's a lot of videos that show octopuses doing things that aren't for a response, that don't make much sense. Like coming back and giving you a gift after you've helped one. There's a lot of instances of that, and I don't know what that is. Maybe I should look into it more, and I would urge you guys to look into it more if you're interested in that and biology and animal behavior and stuff. But it's certainly interesting because that's not a Pavlov response. It's not like the octopus is trying to get food. It's just, from what it seems, an emotional response. The octopus was in stress, in danger, and when the person comes and helps it, the octopus seemingly thanks them. But yet again, that could be just another case of anthropomorphizing this creature. We tend to do that a lot. We anthropomorphize all sorts of creatures when they show some sort of intelligence. But I think that it specifically occurs with the octopus. Anyways, I think they're a super cool creature. I could get into more things. Their camouflage, some of them, their ability to spray ink, the way they swim. There's so many cool things about octopuses. And if you're interested in sort of that realm and or have been interested by what I've just said, I would really recommend that you go and look them up because they're my favorite marine creature for a reason. Anyways, so those are my thoughts on that. But it looks like the drawings here is about done. And as you can see, I've kind of fleshed out the whole octopus and I've given some background and foreground effects. I really wanted to keep some of the colors that were in the original drawing. So I try to keep the background kind of in that mood. And then I just do some effects here to sort of contrast and darken some areas. But here it is, the final piece. I hope you like it. As always, thanks for watching this video, and remember to like, subscribe, and share with your family, your friends, and that weird neighbor down the street. Also, if you like what I do here, be sure to check out my Patreon to help out. And until next time, I hope everyone has a nice day.